Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Hightower, and I am the Assistant Director of the Nationally Competitive Scholarships Office here at UNG. Today, I'm here to talk about public service scholarships. Thank you all for being here. We're going to talk a little bit about these opportunities, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the role of UNG NCS, what we do, and then we'll have a Q&A. So let's get started. What are the types of opportunities that we have? Well, some of them are very short term. Some are longer, and some help you after you graduate from UNG to achieve the career you want. Let's start with some of the shorter ones. The first one I want to talk about is the Public Policy and International Affairs Junior Summer Institute, the PPIA JSI. This is obviously for juniors, and you go on it the summer after your junior year. It's meant to get you some hands-on experience, right? Classroom training, of course, but also experience in the sectors that you're trying to learn more about and potentially work in by giving you opportunities to interact with various practitioners, whether that's local officials, whether that's NGO, people who work with non-governmental organizations and community organizations, or even those who are working in state and national government. Now, the PPIA will send you, you'll apply for this, to one of 6 universities in the United States. And it provides you with full tuition, it provides you with a stipend. It really is aimed at getting you to think about a public service career. So if you're a junior, this is a great opportunity for you to try and get some more experience and more information as you are exploring your future in public service. Now, this is due in November, so if you are interested, we need to start working on it. Now, for those of you who are interested in a diplomatic career, the Wrangell Summer Enrichment Program is for you. This one is also open to juniors, and it occurs the summer after your junior year. It very specifically brings you to DC. You do classes at Howard University, and you're exposed to different aspects of the international affairs and diplomacy practitioners who happen to be in DC. Again, you have classroom learning, as well as you get to learn and network with people who are actually doing the job that you want. This is due in February. So if you, again, want to start that application sooner, we really do recommend that. If those are both not really in your wheelhouse right now, that's fine. If you're interested in diplomatic service careers, the Cox State Department Diplomatic Seminar is for you. It's 3 days, super easy, very short. It's usually due in August, which is a real challenge because it's almost right when you get back from summer break is when this thing is due. So if you are interested, you have to let us know. And here we can see one of our recent awardees, Kat Torres, when she was on her Cox State Diplomatic Seminar experience. And she learned a lot about what it meant to be in the State Department. What are all the different opportunities? It's a very large, our diplomatic sector is very large, and it helps to have this seminar to cut through all of the bureaucracy and all of the complexity that is our diplomatic wing. Now, for those of you who aren't interested in diplomacy or international service necessarily, but who are interested kind of on the other end of things in your local communities, the FAO Schwartz Fellowship is for you. All right. This is made for people who want to work in the social impact sector. You want to work with social justice organizations. You want to do community aid or community development. You want to work in the local community. The FAO Schwartz Fellowship provides you with 2 years of an internship, along with, as you see, some leadership training, weekly meetings, mentorship, get you to really think about what it means to be in that sector and what it means to really work in social impact positions all throughout the United States. Now, if you're a junior and a rising senior, you also want to be thinking about the postgraduate opportunities that we advise for. Here are 3, and these 3 happen to put you into the State Department. Now, There are ways to, if you are not a senior or a junior, there are ways for those of you who are maybe freshmen or sophomores to sequence these opportunities so that you are building your experiences and you are building your credentials to make yourself as competitive as possible for these very prestigious awards. As you can see, all three of them provide you with a fully funded graduate degree, a master's of some sort. They also provide you with 2 internships, all right? And finally, they provide you with a job in exchange for the money that they'll give you to pay for your internships and your stipend and your tuition. You agree to work for the State Department, if you apply for the Wrangell and the Pickering, as a Foreign Service Officer for 5 years. If you apply to the Payne, you agree to work for USAID, which is the development and aid wing of the State Department. Now, again, let's just say that maybe the diplomatic service isn't for you. Well, then, there's also a postgraduate scholarship that you could get that allows you to stay a bit more local and work on more local or state or national domestic issues. And that is the Truman Scholarship. The Truman Scholarship is a truly life-changing one, and it is made to reward students and to help students who are already acting as agents of change in their communities in some way, to give them that specialized training in graduate school so that they will be as effective as possible as they go on and they make the world a better place. We're going to be hosting a specific info session for Truman coming up on October 26th, 2021 at noon. Check us out on Instagram or UNG Connect to find our Zoom link. I keep saying we. Who are we? Nationally Competitive Scholarships is an office of 3 people who are committed to helping you develop your applications. The first and the leader is Dr. Anastasia Lin. She's the Assistant Vice President of Research and Engagement. I'm Dr. Hightower. Like I said, I'm the Assistant Director of Nationally Competitive Scholarships. And together with Dr. Catherine Quinto, who is our Fellowships Advisor, we help you do a few things. What is it that we help you do? Well, our role is essentially to help recruit you and connect you to the opportunities that most make sense to you in your future career. We help you imagine future careers if you don't know what you want to do. Second, we help you prepare those applications and figure out what is required. What are the requirements of that particular application and how do I navigate them? What should I say or how should I say this experience that I have so that the evaluators understand that I am the perfect person for this job? Our role at NCS is to help you kind of sell yourself in the most effective way possible without fabricating any of your experiences. And finally, we support you. This can be a very difficult experience, particularly as you go through different drafts, you get feedback, etc. As you're trying to navigate the bureaucracy here at UNG, we help you. We connect you to the resources that you need, whether that means a faculty or a staff member who can help you, or to wider opportunities and resources that just exist on the internet. That is our role. So if you've heard anything that you're particularly interested in and you want to learn more about, let's get started today. Make an appointment to see us using ncsadvising.ung.edu or email us at ncs@ung.edu. You can also follow us on Instagram at UNG_NCS, or you can find us on UNG Connect, which is where we post a lot of our information. We want to help you get started with your public service career. I hope you found an opportunity that really excites you and you come and see us. Have a great day.